It was a beautiful service, wasn't it, Mr. Simpson?
Who the hell are you?
Lionel Hutz, attorney at law. I'm the executor of Beatrice Simmons' estate. Mr. Simpson B. was a wealthy woman, and surprise, surprise, she left everything to you.
Really?
There is one catch. You must spend one night in a haunted house. Just kidding, just kidding. Here's a check for $106,000 to enjoy as you see fit. Oh, I'm touched.
$106,000?
Ta-ta, Mr. Simpson. By the way, old-timer, I do wills. Why don't I just give you this pen with my phone number on it? It looks just like a cigar. Isn't that something?
Oh, Bart. Why couldn't you have gotten a paper route like other boys?
Wait till I get you home, boy.
What's that guy doing here?
Lionel Hutz, court-appointed attorney. I'll be defending you on the charge of murder one. Wow, even if I lose, I'll be famous.
Didn't order to skin a guy killed.
But aren't you the head of this gang?
No, I just stop by the club occasionally to read the complimentary newspaper.
Then who is the kingpin, the capo di tutti capi?
That's the guy.
Hey!
Forgive me, Don Bartholomew.
Mr. Simpson, you've been the boy's father for 10 years. Do you really think he could be the leader of a murderous criminal syndicate?
Well, not the leader, I mean... Oh, it's true, all the pieces fit.
Mr. Smith! Your Honor, do I still get paid?
Hutz, does my husband have a case?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Simpson, but you can't copyright a drink.
Oh.
Oh, this all goes back to the Frank Walbanger case of '78. How about that? I looked something up. These books behind me don't just make the office look good. They're filled with useful legal tidbits, just like that. Lionel Hutz, attorney at law. I'm filing a class action suit against the director on behalf of everyone who was cut from the play. I also play Mitch.
Perhaps we are all a little mad, we who don the cap and bells and tread beneath the proscenium arch. But tonight, you will all be transformed from dead-eyed suburbanites into white-hot grease fires of pure entertainment.
New Orleans, home of pirates, drunks, and whores. New Orleans, tacky, overpriced souvenir stores. If you want to go to hell, you should take that trip to the Sodom and Gomorrah on the Mississippi. New Orleans, stinking, rotten, vomity, vile New Orleans, putrid, brackish, maggoty, foul New Orleans, crummy, lousy, rancid, and rank New Orleans. You can always depend on the kindness of strangers to buck up your spirits and shield you from dangers.
Now here's a tip from Bart you won't regret.
A stranger's just a friend you haven't met. You haven't met. Streetcar!
Do you think I have a case?
Mrs. Simpson, you're in luck. Your sexual harassment suit is just the thing I need to rebuild my shattered practice. Care to join me in a belt of scotch?
It's 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, but I haven't slept in days. Last chance. Oh, yeah. Mr. Burns, we've got witnesses, precedent, and a paper trail a mile long.
Yes, well, I have 10 high-priced lawyers.
All you can eat. Ha!
Mr. Simpson, this is the most blatant case of fraudulent advertising since my suit against the film The Never-Ending Story.
So, do you think I have a case?
Homer, I don't use the word hero very often, but you are the greatest hero in American history.
Woohoo! 'Twas a moonless night, dark as pitch, when out the mist came a beast more stomach than man.
Hey!
So I says to me bosuns, batten down the mizzenmast, mateys.
Captain McAllister, isn't it a fact that you're not a real captain?
Aye.
Your Honor, I would like to show the court just how much shrimp Mr. Simpson ate. Bring it in, boys.
18,000 letters, all addressed to Santa Claus.
You want the people of Springfield versus Kris Kringle. That's next door.
Oh.
Mrs. Simpson, isn't it true your husband once consumed a 10-pound bag of flour when no other food was available?
Yes, but it was...
Your witness.
There's a pizza here for...
Right here.
Mrs. Simpson, what did you and your husband do after you were ejected from the restaurant?
We pretty much went straight home.
Mrs. Simpson, you're under oath.
We drove around until 3 a.m. looking for another all-you-can-eat fish restaurant.
And when you couldn't find one?
We went fishing.
Do these sound like the actions of a man who had all he could eat?
No! That could have been me.
I'm Lionel Hutz, executor of Ms. Bouvier's estate. She left a video will, so I earn my fee simply by pressing this play button. Pretty sweet, eh?
I would like to start by reading a passage from Robert Frost. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood. And... Homer?
All in favor of skipping the poem? Thank you.
And that has made all the difference. Now, let's get down to business.
To my executor, Lionel Hutz, I leave $50,000.
Mr. Hutz?
You'd be surprised how often that works. You really would. Don't worry, Homer. I have a foolproof strategy to get you out of here. Surprise witnesses, each more surprising than the last. I tell you, the judge won't know what hit him.
Pipe down in there, Hutz.
Now, Marge, you've come to the right place. By hiring me as your lawyer, you also get this smoking monkey. Better cut down there, Smokey.
Mr. Hutz?
Look, he's taking another puff.
Mr. Hutz, this was all a misunderstanding. I didn't mean to take anything.
Now, don't you worry, Mrs. Simpson. Uh-oh. We've drawn Judge Snyder.
Is that bad?
Well, he's had it in for me ever since I kinda ran over his dog.
You did?
Well, replace the word kinda with the word repeatedly and the word dog with son.
Look, Marge, I'll just talk to Apu, and I'm sure he'll be reasonable.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, who do you find more attractive? Tom Cruise or Mel Gibson?
What is the point of all this?
Your Honor, I feel so confident of Marge Simpson's guilt that I can waste the court's time by rating the super hunks.
Ooh, he's gonna win.
Mr. Hutz.
Now, Mrs. Lovejoy, could you tell us a little about Marge Simpson?
Well, as the wife of the minister, I'm privy to a lot of sensitive information. And here it is. Marge's husband doesn't earn much, and the family's a mess. And quite frankly, I think she,
Let the record show that the witness made the drinky-drinky motion.
And if we freeze on frame 138, we distinctly see a puff of blue hair coming from the grassy knoll.
Now, Apu, Mrs. Simpson claims that she forgot she was carrying that bottle of delicious bourbon, brownest of the brown liquors. So tempting. What's that? You want me to drink you, but I'm in the middle of a trial. Excuse me. Hello, David. I'm really tempted.
Just take it one day at a time and know that I love you.
I love you too, man. So, Mr. Nahasapima Petalon, if that is your real name, have you ever forgotten anything?
No. In fact, I can recite pi to 40,000 places. The last digit is 1.
Pi.
Well, if you never forget anything, tell me this. What color tie am I wearing?
You are wearing a red and white striped club tie in a half Windsor knot.
Oh, I am I? Is that what you think? Well, if that is what you think, I have something to tell you. Something that may shock and discredit you. And that thing is as follows. I'm not wearing a tie at all.
But if I am wrong about that, maybe I am wrong about Mrs. Simpson.
No further questions. Kids, I got a crazy feeling your mom's not going to prison.
Yay! You're a latter-day Clarence Darrow.
Was he the black guy on the mod squad?
Mr. Hutz, when I grow up, I want to be a lawyer just like you.
Good for you, son. If there's one thing America needs, it's more lawyers. Can you imagine a world without lawyers? Oh. And so, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I rest my case.
Mr. Hutz, do you know you're not wearing any pants?
What? Ah! I move for a bad court thingy.
You mean a mistrial?
Yeah. That's why you're the judge and I'm the law-talking guy.
The lawyer.
Right.
The foreman will pass the verdict to the bailiff. This verdict is written on a cocktail napkin. And it still says guilty. And guilty is spelled wrong. Will the foreman please read the real verdict?
We find the defendant guilty.
Marge Simpson, I sentence you to 30 days in prison.
Next case, the National Council of Churches versus Lionel Hutz.
Oh, right. That thing.
I didn't expect all this.
Well, we never should have let you go. From now on, I'll use my gossip for good instead of evil.
3 cheers for Marge Simpson.
Are you all right?
No.
Mr. Simpson, don't you worry. I watched Matlock in a bar last night. The sound wasn't on, but I think I got the gist of it.
Hear ye, hear ye. The Court of Infernal Affairs is now in session.
Very well. But first, some ground rules. Number 1, we get bathroom breaks every half hour.
Agreed. Number 2, the jury will be chosen by me.
Agreed. No, wait.
Silence! I give you the jury of the damned. I hold here a contract between myself and one Homer Simpson, pledging me his soul for a donut, which I delivered, and it was scrum-diddly-umptious. I simply ask for what is mine.
That was a right pretty speech, sir. But I ask you, what is a contract? Webster's defines it as an agreement under the law which is unbreakable. Which is unbreakable. Excuse me, I must use the restroom.
Mr. Hutz?
Mr. Simpson, I was just going through your garbage and I couldn't help overhearing that you need a babysitter. Of course, being a highly skilled attorney, my fee is $175 an hour.
We pay $8 for the night, and you can take 2 popsicles out of the freezer.
3.
2.
Okay, 2, and I get to keep this old birdcage.
Done.
Still got it. Oh, sure, like lawyers work in big skyscrapers and have secretaries. Look at him, he's wearing a belt. That's Hollywood for you.
Mr. Hutz, why are you burning all your personal papers?
As of this moment, Lionel Hutz no longer exists. Say hello to Miguel Sanchez.
Hey, it's morning and Mom and Dad aren't home yet. Don't worry, Mr. Hutz is still here to take care of us.
Don't touch my stuff! Hey, this isn't the YMCA.
Mr. Powers blamed the outcome on his lawyer, one Lionel Hutz. Lionel Hutz, a.k.a. Miguel Sanchez, a.k.a. Dr. Nguyen Van Thok, was paid $8 for his 32 hours of babysitting. He was glad to get it.
Hey, you! Get out of my office! Damn clogs. Well, you good folks can rest easy now because you've come to the very best in legal representation.
Excuse me, is there an Orange Julius stand on this floor?
I'll sell you this one. It's almost full.
Well, why don't I drink out of a toilet bowl?
He'll be back. And as for your case, don't you worry. I've argued in front of every judge in the state, often as a lawyer.
This court rules in favor of Montgomery Burns. I find that he is clearly the boy's biological father.
Judge, these won't be ready until Thursday.
You know, we should really stop hiring him.
I intend to prove that Freddie Quimby is totally innocent. First of all, his accuser is a very shady character. That way, then, Mr. LaCourse not only wasn't born in Springfield, he wasn't even born in this country.
From now on, you tell me everything. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to prove to you not only that Freddie Quimby is guilty, but that he is also innocent of not being guilty. I refer you to my expert witness, Dr. Hibbert.
Well, only 1 in 2 million people has what we call the evil gene. Hitler had it, Walt Disney had it, and Freddie Quimby has it.
Thank you, Dr. Hibbert. I rest my case.
You rest your case?
What? Oh, no, I thought that was just a figure of speech. Case closed.
Excuse me, Your Honor?
Therefore, you certainly would never lose your temper over something as trivial as the pronunciation of chowder.
Even though reopening a trial at this point is illegal and grossly unconstitutional, I just can't say no to kids.
So, young man, if Freddie Quimby didn't inflict these injuries on Mr. LaCourse, just who did?
Well, I was hiding in the kitchen when it all happened. And that's what really happened.
This is an outrage! I am not a clumsy, Clouseau-esque waiter! I will...
At least there were no big ones.
How could you have seen all this, Bart? Weren't you supposed to be in school?
I sort of skipped school.
I knew it! I knew you'd slip up sooner or later, Simpson.
What slip up? What are you talking about? He confessed it.
Quiet, I need this.
My problem is I'm a real user of women. I move in right away and stay until the money's gone.
Well, I'm a smart woman, but I make bad choices. Okay, here's a set of house keys and my ATM card.
I wanted to see a man eat an orange. I would have taken the orange eating class.
Oh, a fight.
Trouble in paradise, huh?
What is a wedding? Well, Webster's dictionary describes a wedding as the process of removing weeds from one's garden.
Tell us more about you and Marge.
This is a place of learning, not a house of hearing about things.
Guess he's run out of stories.
What?
No, wait! Yes! I do have a story about 2 other young married. Oh, that's right. Now, the wife of this couple has an interesting quirk in the bedroom. It seems she goes wild with desire if her husband nibbles on her elbow.
We need names.
Well, let's just call them Mr. X and Mrs. Y.
What the darn?
Bart, you'll never guess what. My whole class is here. They're going to observe the human peep show that is our lives. Apparently, that disturbing odor was the food. So, little Lisa, apple of my eye, how are things down at the old schoolhouse? Right thing to do.
What the hell are you talking about? You're the one who double dared us.
Why, you little...
Homer!
I'm out of here. Me too.
Well, now that the little ones have toddled off to bed...
I want this to end now.
Hey, Homer.
Get out!
Mr. Mayor, is it true you rigged the election?
No, I did not.
Kids help. Good news, Bart. The Krusty O Cereal Corp has settled your case for $100,000, less, of course, my legal fees.
What kind of legal fees?
Well, for a case this complex, I had to assemble a crack team of lawyers. Ronald Chaporro, trial attorney. Albert Dershman, who can hold 3 billiard balls in his mouth.
How much of the 100,000 do I get? $500?
Yes, well,
Cool.
glad you're happy. Let's roll.
Hello, Mr. Hutz.
I'll have you know, the contents of that dumpster are private. You stick your nose in, you'll be violating attorney dumpster confidentiality.
I just wanted to say hello.
Oh. Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet America's new Fallout Boy.
Out of the way. Millhouse, baby! Lionel Hutz, your new agent, bodyguard, unauthorized biographer, and drug dealer. Keep her away.
I hope you're all satisfied. You bankrupted a bunch of naive movie folks. Folks from a Hollywood where values are different. They weren't thinking about the money. They just wanted to tell a story about a radioactive man, and you slick small towners took them for all they were worth.
Should we give them some of their money back?
No. Advice. Don't try to dig gum out with a bone. It just makes things worse.
Leave it in as evidence. Bazooka Joe's got deep pockets.
Perhaps I can help. My papa is foreman of the Dusseldorf Gumworks.
My attorney, Lionel Hutz, calls your attention to Municipal Code 147C, Protection of Antiquities and Fossils.
That's right.
There aren't any fossils here, little girl. Museum folks dug them all up years ago.
But what if they miss something? You have to allow an archaeological survey.
Who's gonna make us? You?
Now, hold on, Sid, hold on. Maybe we should let the kid dig. Could be good publicity. All right.
Oh, yes. Okay. You want to dig? Be my guest.
Fine. We'll see you in court.
Mr. Hutz, we won.
We... You know, if you lived here, you'd be home by now.
Mr. Hutz, I didn't know you sold real estate.
You didn't? We should talk more often, Marge. You see, the law business is a little slow, and since most of my clients wind up losing their houses, this was a natural move for me.
Helping people find homes. That must be really rewarding.
Yes, the money is good, but the beauty is you get to stay in the house until it's sold. Come on, guys. Let's go for a swim. Welcome to the big leagues, Marge. There's over 50 years of real estate experience right in this room, and 42 of those years are Gil's.
Marge, it's a real pleasure. You got any leads? I need some leads, please. Help me.
That's enough, Gil. Don't drag her down with you. That's Cookie Kwan. She's #1 on the West Side.
Hi, Marge. Stay off the West Side.
And there's Nick Callahan.
A headset telephone? I thought those only existed in the movies.
Booyah! Guess who sold the Whitman place?
Hey, way to go.
I've been working on the Whitman place for 21 years.
And now, Marge, I'd like to welcome you to the family with your very own red blazer.
For me? Thank you, everybody. I'm going to do my darndest to uphold the principles and ideals this jacket represents.
I give her a week.
Are you guys talking about the West Side?
No, Cookie, I swear it. I'm scared of you.
Marge, I had a lot of calls about you. Customers love your no-pressure approach.
Well, like we say, the right house for the right person.
Listen, it's time I let you in on a little secret, Marge. The right house is the house that's for sale. The right person is anyone.
But all I did was tell the truth.
Of course you did, but there's the truth and the truth. Let me show you.
It's awfully small.
I'd say it's awfully cozy.
That's dilapidated.
Rustic.
That house is on fire.
Motivated seller.
That's a beauty.
Forget about that house. That's the murder house.
Oh, I remember. Mrs. Astor was very lucky.
Well, no one expects you to sell that house, but you better sell something. Because cubicles are for closers, Marge. Anybody who doesn't sell a house their first week gets fired. I probably should have mentioned that earlier.
Is there anything else we should know, Marge?
There's the truth and the truth.
No! No!
If you don't sell a house, you're fired. 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 Attention! Ding, 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 ding. Listen up, everybody. Marge Simpson sold her first house.
How about that?
The murder house.
Wow, now that's something.
Booyah! Wow, you must have told a whopper to unload that death trap.
What'd you use, Marge, huh? The old Buff and Bluff, the Hail Murray, the Susquehanna Shuffle, huh? Huh? Huh?
No tricks. It was salesmanship, that's all.
Sure, Marge. Salesmanship.
But it was.
Sure, Marge. Was.
Look, just because everyone who lived in that house was hacked to bits doesn't mean the Flanders will be.
I guess you're right.
Who cares?
Well, whatever happens, as our newest closer, you're entitled to wear the coveted closing blazer. And you get a third wall for your cubicle.
But I earned that wall.
Don't push your luck, pal. You're hanging on by a thread.
I brought this wall from home.
A smashed hot rod, a wrecked police cruiser, a destroyed house. I've had it with your renegade ways, Simpson. You're a loose cannon.
But
And what really fries me is you returned his check.
I'm sorry, Mr. Hutz, but I just can't lie to people.
You're one of a kind, Marge. And nobody deserves this more than you.